Some movie worlds are scary because of monsters, wars, or disasters, but the most disturbing dystopias are terrifying because they feel organized. They have rules, systems, leaders, technology, and people who have learned to survive inside them. Today, we're ranking the top 10 most disturbing dystopian societies in movies, not just the best films, but the worlds that feel the most unsettling, cruel, and unforgettable. Let's begin. Number 10. The Hunger Games, Panem. Panem is one of the most recognizable dystopian societies in modern cinema. On the surface, it has bright fashion, massive arenas, celebrity culture, and huge televised events. But underneath all that spectacle is a brutal system built on fear. The capital keeps the districts poor, divided, and obedient. And every year, children are selected to fight to the death as entertainment. What makes Panem so disturbing is not just the violence, it's the way violence becomes a national tradition, a ritual, a TV show. The people in power don't simply punish rebellion, they turn suffering into content. And that is what makes the Hunger Games such a chilling dystopia. Number 9. Equilibrium, Libria. In Equilibrium, society has supposedly solved war, hatred, and violence by removing the one thing that makes people human: emotion. Citizens of Libria are forced to take a drug that suppresses their feelings. Love, grief, anger, joy, art, music, all of it is treated as dangerous. At first, the world looks clean, controlled, and peaceful. But that peace comes at a horrifying cost. People don't hurt each other because they barely feel anything at all. What makes Libria disturbing is the idea that a government could define emotion itself as a crime. It's a world where avoiding pain means giving up love, beauty, freedom, and identity. A society without chaos, but also without a soul. Number 8. Snowpiercer, the train. Snowpiercer gives us one of the most direct metaphors for class inequality ever put on screen. After the world freezes, the last survivors live aboard a never-ending train. But this train is not just transportation. It is an entire society. The poor live in darkness and filth at the back. The rich enjoy luxury, food, education, and comfort near the front. Every carriage represents a different layer of power. What makes this dystopia so disturbing is how physical it is. Social class is not abstract. It has walls, doors, guards, distance. The system is built into the architecture. Everyone knows their place because the train literally forces them to stay there. It's not just a world with inequality, it's a machine designed to keep inequality moving forever. Number 7. Minority Report, Pre-Crime Society. In Minority Report, the future looks advanced, clean, and efficient. Crime has been almost eliminated thanks to pre-crime, a system that arrests people before they commit murder. At first, that sounds like a miracle. No victims, no crime scenes, no tragedies. But then comes the terrifying question: can you punish someone for something they have not done yet? This society trades freedom for safety, and the more perfect the system appears, the more frightening it becomes. People are not judged by their actions, but by a predicted future. That makes pre-crime one of the most disturbing dystopian ideas in science fiction. Because once the government claims it can see your future, your free will becomes evidence against you. Number 6. Children of Men, a world without children. Children of Men does not show a flashy futuristic dictatorship. Instead, it shows a world slowly dying. Humanity has become infertile. No children are being born. And without a future, society collapses into fear, cruelty, nationalism, and despair. What makes this dystopia so disturbing is how real it feels. The streets are dirty. The people are exhausted. Refugees are treated like animals. Governments are brutal not because they are powerful, but because they are terrified. There is no grand villain controlling everything. The horror comes from a world that has lost hope. Children of Men is disturbing because it asks a simple question. What happens to humanity when humanity has no tomorrow? Number 5. Brazil, the bureaucratic nightmare state. Brazil is one of the strangest dystopias ever filmed because it is both absurd and terrifying. This is a world ruled by paperwork, forms, machines, offices, ducts, and meaningless procedures. People are not destroyed by one evil dictator. They are crushed by a system so complicated and stupid that nobody fully controls it anymore. A small administrative error can ruin a life. A typo can lead to arrest. A form can matter more than a person. What makes Brazil so disturbing is that its nightmare feels ridiculous until you realize how familiar it is. The system does not need to hate you. It does not even need to notice you. It only needs to keep functioning. And in Brazil, bureaucracy becomes a monster. Number 4. Gattaca, the genetic class society. Gattaca presents a future that is calm, elegant, and deeply terrifying. In this world, people are judged before they ever get a chance to live. Their DNA determines their opportunities, their jobs, their relationships, and their social value. There are no chains, no prison camps, no dramatic speeches from dictators, just science, statistics, and quiet discrimination. That is what makes Gattaca so disturbing. The society does not look cruel on the surface. It looks rational, efficient, clean, but behind that order is a brutal idea that a human being can be reduced to genetic potential. Your dreams do not matter. Your effort does not matter. Your character does not matter. Only the code you were born with. Number 3. Blade Runner, the replicant society. The world of Blade Runner is dark, crowded, polluted, and controlled by corporations that seem more powerful than governments. But the most disturbing part of this society is its treatment of replicants. Replicants are artificial humans created to work, fight, suffer, and die for their creators. They can think, feel, fear, remember, and desire freedom. And yet, the system refuses to see them as people. That is the nightmare at the heart of Blade Runner. This is a society that manufactures life, gives it pain, and then denies it dignity. The question becomes impossible to ignore. If a being can suffer, love, and fear death, who has the right to call it less than human? That is why Blade Runner remains one of cinema's most haunting dystopias. Number 2. The Matrix, machine-controlled reality. The Matrix is one of the most iconic dystopian worlds ever created. Humanity has been defeated, but most people do not know it. They live inside a simulated reality, believing their normal lives are real, while their bodies are trapped and used by machines. What makes this world so disturbing is the completeness of the control. There are no visible prison bars, no obvious chains, no guards standing in the street. The prison is reality itself. People go to work, pay bills, fall in love, and make choices, all inside a system designed to keep them asleep. The Matrix is terrifying because it suggests the perfect dystopia is not one where people know they are oppressed. It is one where they never even think to ask. Number 1. A Clockwork Orange, the Behavioral Control Society. This dystopia is not the biggest. It is not the most futuristic, but it may be the most morally disturbing. The film shows a violent society trying to solve violence through psychological control. Instead of asking whether a person can choose to become better, the system removes the ability to choose at all. That is what makes this world so unsettling. It does not simply punish evil, it tries to manufacture goodness. But if someone is forced to be harmless, are they truly good? Or have they just been turned into a machine? A Clockwork Orange is disturbing because it refuses to give us an easy answer. It shows a world where both individual cruelty and state control are terrifying, and that is why it takes the #1 spot. So, those were the top 10 most disturbing dystopian societies in movies. Which movie dystopia scared you the most? And which one should have made the list? Drop your picks in the comments. If you enjoyed this ranking, subscribe for more movie lists, recommendations, and cinematic breakdowns. I'm Alex.